Welcome to Adventure to Anywhere, and today we are once again returning to beautiful Hawaii. In today's video, Hawaii Brad, our Hawaiian Adventure to Anywhere counterpart, will be sharing some of his past adventures with us, as well as some of the local holiday light displays. And no, that is not Hawaii Brad floating on the raft. In fact, we don't show Hawaii Brad. The world just isn't ready yet for one so awesome. So join us for a unique Hawaiian experience and adventure. There will be sharks, there will be fishes, there will be ziplining, and there will be Christmas lights. Hello, Hawaii Brad, and as always, thank you so much for joining with us. Always a pleasure to have you. So can you tell us a little bit about where you were and where you were heading?
Yes, the ATV ride. So that was on the island of Oahu in the North Shore area. We're at a place called Climeworks to check out the ziplining experience there. The ride was around 10-15 minutes, maybe a couple miles, through some farms, jungle, and up this really cool mountainside.
That's so awesome. Can you tell me when this was filmed?
So this was around September 2019.
The Jeep ride alone looks like an amazing experience. Can you tell me a little bit about the ziplining experience? How high do you think you were up there?
The ziplining is awesome. I think there's a total of 8. Some of the smaller ones you start off aren't very high, but they progress really fast. And at one point they told us we were like 410 feet above sea level, and some are as long as 2,400 feet long, so you're pretty high for pretty long periods. Wait, that didn't come out right. But yeah, you're pretty high.
That sounds really fun. So now I did hear that there was something special about this location. Do you know anything about that?
So yeah, Climeworks is a really cool company. The Climb stands for Challenge, Learn, Inspire, Master, and Believe, and their motto is to always climb. And the location is on Keana Farms, which produces like over 1 million pounds of produce each year. Stuff like papaya, apple, bananas, eggplant, cherry tomatoes, and so on. What is so cool about them is most of what they grow is only sold to Hawaii vendors, and that's important since normally most of what is grown in Hawaii is exported because it's considered exotic, meaning most of Hawaii's food is imported, which raises the price as well as shortening the lifespan because of shipping. Hawaii used to be 100% sustainable long ago, and Climeworks is helping to return Hawaii to this, and I think that's pretty awesome. They spend some time talking about this in the tour, as well as letting you sample some of their yummy apple bananas, which I thought was pretty appropriate since we're like up in the treetops like monkeys.
Well, monkey, or when you were doing this and you were up there, tell me, did you feel like Superman flying around and whatnot?
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought I would be scared, but you are really secure in these harnesses and you feel really free up there. I even did some crazy upside down stuff. All very fun and very safe.
What an awesome experience, and I love what the location does for the area and whatnot. Oh, and look, you just dove right on in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did, and the water felt great. It was really warm. The only problem was this particular day the currents were really strong. And usually the water is much, much clearer, but the strong currents made things a bit more choppy and cloudy as everything was kind of streaming by.
Oh look, it's a shark all by himself.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, were you scared?
Actually, I wasn't too scared. I was more in awe. I was scared before getting in the water, but each tour has a marine biologist or naturalist or even both, and they go in first. They make sure it's safe before we go in. They also are in the water the whole time monitoring the sharks' behavior as well as our own behavior to make sure we're not antagonizing the sharks. The understanding they give you about sharks as well and the myths they dispel really put you at ease before you go in.
Yeah, but weren't you a little concerned about the shark's ties to the mob?
Wait, what?
Because it's a lone shark. Get it?
Oh, that was horrible.
I know.
You promised you wouldn't do any bad jokes.
I know, I lied. Now, where was this located?
So this dive took place off the coast of Oahu. One Ocean Diving is the company who charts these dives, which are a total of 2 hours. They launch from a little town off the North Shore called Haleiwa, And on this particular experience, I got about an hour in the water, which was awesome. I've heard shark cage dives give much less exposure to the sharks because of the time it takes to like switch out participants. So this was definitely a longer and more intense experience. The company is part of One Ocean Global, which are a really big organization, big on conservation, and the dives are one way for the public to support marine conservation. In fact, the dive is labeled as a marine research and conservation shark snorkel, and believe me, these people know their stuff, they're serious about it, and they're really dedicated. While out there, we learned a lot about the environment, other marine life in the area, and how marine life, like sharks and turtles, sea turtles, are really a big part of Hawaii's history and the culture here, and how they're revered. Plus, why sharks are really needed for this planet. Actually, the sharks here in this dive are a type that we're seeing are a type of schooling sharks, and they form these hierarchies, which is displayed by the level of the water they're swimming in. So sharks who are swimming above other sharks are seen as more dominant. I think we saw a total of 6 sharks in this particular school. As long as the sharks were content to be below us, they were giving us a pass to, I guess, be dominant. Well, at least for the time being. We also learned to recognize like when a shark might be challenging our dominance or just being curious about us. So that was really cool.
I really love these locations that not only offer a unique experience, but also educate people about the natural life of these animals. Can you tell me when this was filmed?
This was also in September of 2019.
Awesome, and oh, you went snorkeling as well.
Sure did.
When did you film this?
This was also in September of 2019. I had a buddy visiting me from the mainland, and I wanted to take him out to show him some of the cool things you could do here in Hawaii.
Cool, so where are you in this video? And don't say underwater, because I already know that.
So this is at Hanama, also known as Hanama Bay State Park. This place is amazingly beautiful, and to be quite honest, the video doesn't do it justice. It's a really unique area which was formed within an old volcanic cone. In 1967, it was declared a protected marine life conservation area and underwater park. But over the years, there was too many visitors that were kind of overwhelming the ecosystem and damaging the coral. So now they close down for 2 days each week to give everything a rest. But when they are open, you can bring your own snorkel gear, or you can rent it really affordably through the park. They have a marine education center there as well, and they require first-time visitors to watch this 9-minute video to learn about the different types of marine life that you'll see, the preservation taking place, and the safety rules of the park, among other things, the history of it as well. When they're open, you definitely want to bring your swimsuit, of course, some reef-safe sunscreen, which is the only kind that is legal in Hawaii now, a good beach towel, and of course a camera that can go underwater. Right now, I think they're opening at 8 a.m., but this day we had to get there early, as you do most days, because it's really popular. So you want to get there at 8 or even before, because they fill up quickly. They have a maximum number of people they let in. Plus, no one gets in at all after 2 p.m. I remember they had a pretty decent snack bar at one time, but I think it's closed right now due to COVID. And there's like a lot of natural coral here, and many different species of beautiful tropical fish hanging out. Some areas are pretty shallow because the coral beneath has grown up pretty high, and the water can rise and fall quickly, so you need to be careful not to touch the coral, because you can damage it. Plus the coral can be really sharp to the touch. There can be currents, but most of the snorkeling is very easy, even like for beginners. Definitely follow the directions and the lifeguards and the signs that are posted. But once you get there, it's an amazing time, and you really don't want to leave.
I can only imagine. The area just looks beautiful, and some of the fish that you get to see are so unique and really awesome. That's really cool. So let's switch gears to present day. So this video you took was recent, correct?
Yes, so I filmed this mid-December 2020, so just basically a few weeks ago, actually.
Where did you take this footage?
So this is near downtown Honolulu, and the display is in front of the Honolulu Highway, also known as the Honolulu City Hall, off of King Street, which is a sort of a main drag through our downtown.
And they do this every year?
So yes, every year they decorate here. Usually there's much more to see, a lot more decorations, and they have a lot of activities through the month of December. Unfortunately, due to COVID, they've had to limit it a lot.
Interesting. And now, do they do this every year?
So other than the beautiful 50-foot Christmas tree and the other wonderful decorations, you might have noticed like Hawaiian-looking Santa and Mrs. Claus, or as we know them here, Shaka Santa and Tutu Mele. Each are about 2 tons and around 21 feet high. Shaka Santa has actually been around since 1989, and they changed his hand from like a waving hand to the customary Shaka sign, which is found all over Hawaii. In 1994, Mrs. Claus was put up, but then in 1998 they changed her look to a more Hawaiian look, including giving her like a muumuu, a kukui nut lei, a Hawaiian wedding band, I think also like a Hawaiian bracelet, among some other changes. And basically, just so you know, like tutu is an informal word for grandmother.
That's really great. And is there anything special about this lights display?
So, and also this year they were sporting these really cool aloha decorated masks to remind people to wear their masks in public. In general, visiting them is just a long-standing and much-loved yearly tradition here for the locals.
Mahalo plenty, Hawaii Brad. And as always, we are eternally grateful for having you as part of our team. Thank you for sharing these one-of-a-kind experiences. As 2020 comes to a close, the Adventure to Anywhere team would like to thank you for joining us this past year. And here's to the new year. We have some exciting adventures planned, and we can't wait to share them with you. Join us into the new year as we adventure to anywhere. Thanks so much for watching.